Hey, Matt here, and welcome to another Mob Street video. Now, as you can see, today I have two TW200s in front of me. I have a 1998 and I have a 2008. Now, these bikes, again, show just how versatile the TW200 is. These ones are used, I would say, 80% off-road and maybe 20% on-road. Now, the guys that own these are good friends of mine and have been for quite a few years, and they use these bikes a lot for hunting. So they use them to go check their trail cams, they use them to go and set bear baits, they use them to go and set their tree stands, going back and forth, up and down into the hills and checking those specific things. And they use these to get their gear up there, they use these to get their gear back, they use these to bring the animal back that they end up getting, whatever it is, they use these quite often when they're out in the hills hunting. And one of the great things about these is, again, shows just how versatile the TW200 is. Now, I worked on these bikes quite a few years ago. And one of the first things that I did was add the 52-tooth rear sprocket. Now, that is going to take your top speed down a little bit, but when you're up in the hills, that 52-tooth actually gives you quite a bit more lower end grunt. And I've noticed a significant difference between this and the stock gearing on my TW. This thing just seems to have that much more pull down in the lower end. Now, again, your top end's not going to be the same. It's going to be a little bit lower, but if you're using these specifically for trail riding and just being up in the hills, that bigger rear sprocket might be something that you want to look into. Another thing that I've done is add handlebar risers and new handlebars on this 2008. So the 1998 had a set of taller bars on it when my buddy bought it, and his brother really liked how tall they were, so with the 2008 we added those handlebar risers from Tusk. I think they're $19.99, and some Tusk handlebars just to give it that little bit more rigidity on there. One of the other things that I've done is added the Tusk 6-inch LED light bar. Now, with the 2008, you can see that we have the Cycle Rack's rear rack and the Cycle Rack's front rack. My buddy wanted to be able to use the front rack to strap things down, but if he was coming home at night, he still needed to see. And strapping stuff down on the Cycle Rack's rack on the front end, you can obviously see that that would hinder the headlights, so he wanted to be able to see. So we put that on there, put the switch right up there on the handlebars, and it's actually a pretty slick setup. Now, with these bikes, what we're going to be doing this go around is we're going to be installing new tires. So I'll show you those when we get to them. We're going to be adding hand guards to the 1998. We're going to be adding a battery to the 1998 because right now it is kickstart only. Another thing that we're going to be doing is adding the JNS LED headlight to the 2008. And that's just going to give it, that much more light when there's nothing else on the front. The last upgrade that we'll be doing to these will be the IMS foot pegs. Now, there's some people with the TW that say, yeah, they're just fine, and other people say, hey, that is a must when you are looking at the TW. And when you're out in the sticks and out in the hills, those bigger foot pegs are definitely something that are going to give you a little bit better platform, a little bit more stability when you are riding out, in those conditions. So, anyways, we've got a lot that we're going to be doing to these bikes. I'm definitely looking forward to it. I'm going to enjoy it quite a bit, and I'm excited to see, how the headlight turns out, because I can do a side-by-side comparison with the stock headlight on my 2019 compared to the 2008 that will have the JNS LED light on there. I can show you the difference between the foot pegs and the new tires that we're going to be putting on the front. I can show you the difference in the tread pattern and just how much more aggressive those are, which when you're riding in the dirt, having a little bit more aggressive tread on the front end gives you that much more control. There's a lot that's going to be coming. So if you haven't already, make sure to subscribe and follow along, and we'll go from there. So I'm Matt, this is Mob Street. We're going to be hanging out with some TWs, so make sure to follow along, and thanks for watching.